Suplex City.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Iyad, the geek from the Middle East, and welcome to 1001 Games. Brace yourselves because we're heading to Suplex City.
German Suplex の
German Suplex で
German Suplex!
The German suplex is one of the most popular and loved moves in wrestling. Growing up, most of my favorite wrestlers used this move: Owen Hart, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, and in recent years the move has been popularized by none other than Brock Lesnar, specifically in his match against John Cena in SummerSlam 2014, where he gave John Cena 16 German suplexes in the match.
16!
And after that, in WrestleMania 31 in 2015, in his match against Roman Reigns, he uttered these immortal words.
Suplex City.
And that was when Suplex City was born and Brock became its mayor for life. And now it's my favorite city in the world. I love it more than Decatur, Illinois, Parts Unknown, and Death Valley. And after that, I noticed that I've seen a lot of German suplexes in anime, and not just wrestling anime. So when I started searching for German suplexes in anime, there were a lot of them. And that got me thinking, why the German suplex specifically? Why not a move with a Japanese name, like the Michinoku Driver? Or a move innovated by a Japanese wrestler, like the Michinoku Driver? And why is the German suplex so popular in Japanese wrestling, which is the reason why it became popular in anime?
プロレスリング
The reason for the popularity of the German suplex in Japan is this wrestler, Karl Gotch, known in Japan as Kami-sama, which translates to God of professional wrestling. That's how much he is revered and respected in Japan. After being blackballed from wrestling in the United States, Gotch started wrestling abroad and mainly in Japan, and that is where a young Antonio Inoki would be impressed with Gotch's wrestling style and was even more impressed with his finishing maneuver, the Atomic Suplex, which was then changed to the German Suplex due to the negative connotation that the word atomic would have in Japan. And when Antonio Inoki founded New Japan Pro Wrestling in 1972, Karl Gotch was figured into the company, so much so that the main event of the first New Japan show was Karl Gotch versus Antonio Inoki, with Gotch defeating Inoki. Gotch would go on to be a booker and trainer at New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he trained so many legendary wrestlers, and an important part of his training regimen was training to perform a German suplex. And this is actual footage from German Suplex class. And Gotch's legacy and influence still lives on to this day in Japanese pro wrestling and with every German suplex performed in the ring, and perhaps his influence was too big and wrestling was so popular at the time that it also influenced manga and anime creators. Now let me give you 16 animes that use the German suplex. Let's go. Number 1, High Score Garu, or High Score Girl. This anime is my favorite anime in the past few years, and it's actually the reason I decided to make this video. In the second episode, Haru's mom gives him a picture-perfect German suplex. And if you're wondering what do I mean by a perfect German suplex, well, here's the best explanation I can find online.
And I wanted to, Lance says I wanted to learn a German, but he told me, he's like, don't do a German if you're just going to land on your back and then bridge up. He's like, it's not a German. He's like, a real German is when you land in the bridge on your head and it looks really pretty. And I'm like, look, I'm going to do that.
Number 2, One Piece. In episode 715, when Frankie's fighting Senior Pink repeatedly uses the German suplex against Frankie, and later in the show we see Frankie use the German suplex.
Suplex. Repeat.
Number 3, My Hero Academia. In episode 12, we see All Might deliver a nice looking German suplex. Number 4, Gintama. In episode 20, we see a strange use of the German suplex, but at least it was effective. And there are more German suplexes in the show, like in episode 177 and 181. And I'm sure we're going to see more German suplexes in the series in the future. And the title of episode 87 is Perform a German Suplex on a Woman Who Asked If She Is or the Job Is More Important, but there's no German suplex in the episode.
Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Number 5, Dragon Ball GT. In episode 41, we see Papaya Man perform a German suplex to win his match.
You saw it, folks! Papaya Man is your champion!
Number 6. GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. I was not surprised to find the German suplex in this great anime, and the German suplex was the main reason he got hired in the school. And the school's chairwoman said that your bridge reminded me of Karl Gotch.
そうそう、それ。そのブリッジ、思い出すわ、カール・ゴッチを。
Number 7. Tiger Mask. Of course, when you're talking about the wrestling anime, you're gonna find the German suplex in it, and they do use it quite extensively.
Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Number 8. Kinnikuman. Of course, just like Tiger Mask, the German suplex is used extensively on Kinnikuman, but my favorite has to be from the original series in episode 2. And I have to mention this one, the stereo rainbow German suplex. It looks cool. You don't necessarily have to use the German suplex against another human being. You could use it against an animal or an inanimate object. Number 9. Nichiju. In episode 6. This clip or gif is probably the most famous and well-known example of a German suplex from an anime, because when it first aired, this clip of the principal German suplexing a deer went viral. Even more viral than the video of Jim Cornette in Dairy Queen's drive-thru. Number 10. Kamichu. It doesn't necessarily have to be a human giving an animal German suplex, because animals can give each other German suplexes. In the 8th episode of this anime, we see a bunch of cats in a wrestling ring having a tag team match, and one of them delivers a nice looking German suplex.
Suplex, 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 suplex.
Number 11. Mayochiki. It doesn't have to be a real animal, because you can also perform a German suplex on a teddy bear. But hey, at least the kid performed a perfect German suplex on the teddy bear. Respect.
Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Number 12. Lagrange. Since we're talking about anime, I wanted to see if there are any giant robot animes that use the German suplex, and I was not disappointed, because the ending of the first episode of this anime had a mech performing a German suplex on another mech. And it was a picture-perfect German suplex. So can we call this one a Ger-mech suplex? Number 13. Days. In episode 12, one of the characters is imagining beating up some of the other characters.
クルスにはジャーマンスープレックスで5分もかからんな。
Suplex, 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 suplex.
ジャーマンスープレックス
Number 14. Angel Beats. In the second episode, one of the characters says that she always wanted to do a German suplex, so she starts training, and we get to see multiple attempts of her trying to learn the German suplex until she nails it perfectly.
German Suplex da! 1, 2, 3, ga!
Number 15. Fate/Stay. This German suplex is simply epic. Enough said.
Suplex repeat!
And finally, I saved the weirdest anime for last. Number 16. Mangaka-san to Assistant-san. This anime was very weird and had a lot of
Punts.
but at least I didn't have to suffer a lot, because the German suplex was in the second episode, and what a German suplex it was, and although it was performed from a sitting position, it was still picture perfect. And that's it guys, those were 16 animes that use the German suplex in them, and there are way more animes that use the German suplex in them, so if you want me to do another video listing 16 more animes that use the German suplex, please let me know in the comments, because I'm on a mission to find all the German suplexes in anime.
I found them all. Dziękuję.
And I gotta say, I love how the German suplex is used in a variety of different ways in anime. Like, it's not just for fighting scenes, it's used for comedy, dramatic effect, slapstick, and even in a romantic way. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. I know Brock doesn't perform the perfect German suplex. He literally performs a WWE German suplex. But I gotta admit, he did revitalize the move in the United States, or at least in WWE, and gave it a new meaning. Thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and go watch my previous video, The Influence of Abdullah the Butcher on Japanese Pop Culture, where I talk about the huge influence of Abdullah the Butcher, not just in anime, video games, movies, music, and more. So if you like this video, go check that one out. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Thank you, goodbye. Suplex you later.